So we're going to follow up on the last lesson that we just had and basically use the information that we accumulated to construct what's called a box and whisker plot. So we're not going to do any additional computations to be able to prepare a box and whisker. That's the good thing. We're just going to show you today how we use that information to do it. Like anything, it's much easier to see the data represented in some sort of visual schematic, like a pie chart, a bar graph, a box and whisker, as opposed to laying out all of the data for somebody. So a box and whisker is a data display that organizes the data into 4 groups, okay? Hence why we had the quartiles. As we talked about, the Q1, or lower quartile, is the median of the lower half of the data, and Q3 is the median of the upper half. The steps to do this. It's a very straightforward process, so I don't think anybody will have any problems with it. But what we're going to do is, as we did before, is we order the data. Now we're just talking about the raw data itself. And we're going to find the median and the quartiles. Okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to make a number line, and we're going to plot 5 points, 5 dots. Median, Q1, Q3, the minimum, and the maximum. Okay? We're going to draw a box from the lower quartile to the upper quartile, so that's the box part. Then we're going to draw a vertical line through the median. Right? All this is to clarify that it is the median. And then we're going to draw a line segment from the minimum to Q1 and from the Q3 to the maximum, and those are what's called the whiskers part. All right? So, again, we want to make a box and whisker for these 10 math quiz scores. So as we have to do, we got to put this in numerical order. And again, you can use your calculator to help you with this. We divide it into 2 parts so that we could figure out the median is 5, Q1. So now I've got 5 pieces of data here. So it's right in the middle, 4. And I got 5 pieces of data here, Q3 is 8. Now this is a pretty straightforward one because I could just use the numbers from 1 to 10. Okay? Sometimes, depending upon the spread of the data, you may have to count by more than 1. So I'm going to plot 5 points. The lowest point, 2. Q1, which is 4. The median, which is 5. Q3, which is 8. And the maximum, which is 5. I make my box around the Q1 and Q3 values and draw a line through the median, and then I make my whiskers to connect it. Okay? Now, if you think about what a box and whisker does, and I'm going to show you this, I'm just going to put the dots here for a moment. What a box and whisker does is it breaks the data up into 25% groups. So this is 25%, this is the next 25%, this is the third, and this is the fourth. So a whisker from Q1 to Q3, from the minimum to Q1 and Q3 to Q3 represent 25%. From Q1 to the median, another 25, and from the quartile, median to the quartile 3, 25%. Now, all that means is that 25% of the data values fall into that area. What'll sometimes confuse students is that you'll see the distance from here to here is not equal to that distance, nor this distance, nor that. That's irrelevant, okay? That's just saying 25%. All this is saying is 25% of the data values are between those 2 numbers. 25% is between these 2 numbers, then between those 2 and those 2. Okay, the fact that there's a bigger range between the numbers is irrelevant in that. Okay. Now, I'm going to draw the box and whisker below for you. And we're going to come answer some questions. We're going to count by twos. Okay. 50, 52, 54, 56, 58. All right. So our box and whisker is as follows. All right. What is the median temperature? The median, and it's meant to be right in the middle there, is 73. What is the range of the temperatures? The high is 89. Sorry, it's not, my orientation's a little off. The low is 52, or, sorry, not 47, 37 degrees. What is the temperature at the 25th percentile? 25th percentile is Q1, so it's 60. For how many months is Atlanta's average temperature less than 60 degrees? Well, if it's a 25th percentile, that's 1/4 of the year, or 3 months. Okay? And lastly, the accompanying box and whisker. What is the median score? And hopefully you see that it's 75. So that quite simply is a box and whisker. As I said to you, it's a very straightforward data representation. The key is that you understand that each tranche represents 25%. Okay? And the other thing I just wanted to point out, let me just go back for one quick second. Go up. So this is the 25th percentile. This is the 50th percentile and the 75th percentile. Okay? So that's one of the things that they like to ask a lot on Regents in terms of tying in that information to percentiles.